Oh, that intern got fired. The kid at the NTSB, National Transportation Safety Board, who okayed those names that ended up on TV of the Asian pilots, he's been fired.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Usually there's no responsibility taken. No repercussions.
What were those names again? That the 4 pilots' names were like Something Wong.
We too low.
Big Dick Fuck or something.
Holy fuck.
Holy fuck.
To something Wong.
Something Wong.
Big Bang Boom or something.
Yeah, Bing Ding.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Boom Ding.
Boom Ding Twat.
Ow.
So the kid lost his internship. His boss, Dick Hertz, fired him, according to our sources. I was hoping for sure that like Richard and Sal were behind that holy fook. And I was just hoping.
Or at least Captain Jenks.
Right. We don't even know. No one's taking credit for that one. But I know it wasn't my guys, which is why they're all fired. Although they've pulled off some good ones.
There was one they did where they did the birthday announcements, and they just had one name after another in the birthday announcement.
Hey, Richard and Sal, how do you guys put that together, by the way? I'm sure people would like to know. Like how do you get all those names out? I mean, that's a fucking home run. Norm S. Cock. Dix E. Wreck. Loose cunt. Can you give us some insight on how you arrange that?
We have a list. We're always thinking of them. So
do you keep that in a computer or do you have that in a book?
I have it on my phone, like a list.
Right. Like it's it's like, hey, as soon as you hear an auction, you go to that list.
Yeah, like one that we've been trying to get off that we haven't got off yet, but we're still working on is T. Nanal.
T-Nanal.
Yeah, T-Nanal.
T-Nanal.
Like T-E-E and then Nanal.
Yeah.
And
why don't you just put T period Nanal? Like
we've tried that too. Yeah. But they catch it somehow. But
well, T-T-I could be good, like a Japanese kind of Asian name. T-Nanal.
But then they might call that person Ty.
Ty-Nanal, yeah.
Oh. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, though, even when they screw it up.
Like hand job is still funny.
Hand job.
Because you know what.
Han job.
You were asking if people use it. My parents still use it all the time
Swap
in
and
Kansas.
shop?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I kind of knew it. Grew up pranking people like
Somebody
that.
legitimately uses it.
Yeah.
What is your dad sold on
What did
Swap
they
and Shop?
get?
They get a lot of Taco Tico coupons.
But how do you get a break on a Taco Tico coupon? Because if you get a $25 coupon, it's still $25. Do they charge you less for a 20? Like
you get $30 worth of food for like 25.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. But then they got to spend
tune in.
But then you got to spend the gas to go get it. So
you got to go. You mean they don't mail it to you?
No, you have to go pick it up.
Oh,
so I don't know if it's worth it.
You should ask Richard about when him and his buddy used to make phony phone calls, and they got called down to the program director's office as kids, and he threatened to arrest them.
What program? You had a program director?
No. They were making phony phone calls, so the radio station called him in.
You're kidding?
At the tradio,
And you went?
local tradio.
You were doing this as a kid?
Yeah. I didn't go, but my friend did because he was scared.
Did you explain to the program director that this is going to be your future job? That you're just in prep?
If he only knew where I am now. But it's funny because my friend snuck in a recorder, and we still have tape of this program director yelling at my friend.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, it's funny.
So wait a second. You made a phony phone call. How'd they get your number?
Bunch of them.
They didn't have those tracking devices back then.
My buddy started bragging around town that we were messing with Tradio.
Oh, and then word got back to the program, and then he called you guys down to the radio station?
Yeah, he called all of our parents.
And you had to go?
I didn't go.
Your friend went?
My friend did,
And what did the program director do?
He goes, he just yells at my friend. He goes, "Do you know this Richard Christy character?"
But Howard, the guy recorded all of this. He put a recorder in his pocket.
Wow, your friend recorded it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's funny.
And you have the tape?
Yeah, we could never play it because the guy
Can't get permission?
Yeah. The guy's still pissed about it to this day.
Is that right?
Can we
You've
pay the
tried?
guy? Because I would do anything to play that.
We could ask him.
Yeah. Like you still know where the guy is and everything?
Oh, yeah.
He's still the PD there?
Yeah.
Wow. Is that a permanent job? It's like the post office. Holy mackerel.
Yep.
Oh, please, sir, let us play that. He yelled.
Maybe
at you
a
guys?
personal call from you, Howard, would get it.
I'm going to do it. I'll do anything to play that on the air. A bunch of kids getting yelled at. But so he was alone in the office, and the kid had the brains, your friend, to like record. Mm-hmm. I'm going to hire him, your friend. Nobody's listening to these shows. That's what's so great about it.
Well, that's why it was easy to get to when we were kids, too. It's
like, you can have your way with them.
Yeah. I tell you, dirty names are always, like, I'm in tears when I hear funny, dirty names like that.
Me too.
Like those, the Asiana pilots, when I first saw that video, I was crying.
I was going to fire you guys for it not being you.
How do you know it's not us?
I don't know, but because I know you'd take credit for it.
Yeah, we probably would.
Be great if Richard got called down to the National Transportation Safety Board
had to testify
and had the tape recorder in his pocket, got yelled at by those guys. What's this one? Sal pranks Gary about booking Metallica? What's that?
Yeah, when you said Metallica's coming in, which I am so freaking psyched for.
Right.
Sal pranked Gary years ago about Metallica coming into play.
Did you?
Yeah, when I used to call him a horse-toothed jackass back in 1996.
Let me see.
Howard Search, may I help you?
Gary?
No, he's on the phone. May I take a message?
Tell him it's Cliff Bernstein on the phone from Q Prime Management. Hey, Metallica. Yes. April 15th.
They're in town?
Yep.
What are they doing?
Letterman.
No kidding.
Yep.
No kidding.
And they want to come on?
Yep.
Well, that's great. I mean, what
Can we do it or what?
Yeah, absolutely.
April 15th?
Yep.
Listen, we have a song parody, too, we could do on the show.
Wait a second. What's your partner's name?
It's called Horse-Tooth Jackass.
See, that's not that good, though.
Back in the day.
You know, because...
That was
when I was a beginner.
Work.
Yeah, you've gotten
Early
better.
Work. Yeah.
But we have a whole database, Howard, about right here, about 15 pages of all the dirty words, the dirty names that we go to when we make these phony phone calls.
Give me the name that you're dying to get on the air that you haven't so far.
Well, one is Herb Eversmells.
Herb Eversmells. Yeah. That's a tough one.
And we did Gay Bathhouse, but now we're trying to do Gay Boy Toucher.
Yeah, Gabe Oi Toucher. I don't know if we've done Lou Sasshole either. Yeah. That's a good one.
We have a whole...
Lou Sasshole. You can get.
Lou Lou Sasshole.
Dixon B. Tweener Legs. These are the ones we've been trying to get off.
Right.
How can people listen to that and not just be in tears laughing when they hear a name like that? Some people get so mad. It's like
one of my favorites is Droopy Balls. We called the guy with that one.
Droopy Balls.
100-year-old
Droopy Balls. Our show, I got to tell you how fucked up our show is. Like, I've put together a seminar where everyone is going to get together and just talk phony phone calls.
Right.
A phony phone call summit.
A summit. Because I was thinking the other day, so we need a summit where everyone just goes and brainstorms phony phone calls.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
That's awesome.
I mean, yeah. So we're just having a whole day of phony phone call seminar.
That's like our heaven for Richard and myself.
I know. Led up by these two idiots.
I love where the heads of the
wow, what
seminar.
A job, you know. Like when you got called down to that PD's office.
Yeah.
Like who knew one day your job would be to like hold seminars and teach people how to make phony phone calls.
The cops came. The cops had to pull my dad off of me one time for when I prank called my religion teacher.
What do you mean?
When I was a kid, I used to prank call my religion teacher. I used to go to the supermarket next door.
And how did the cops get involved?
She started taping it.
Right.
And then she figured out it was my voice, and she handed it over to the police because I wanted phone sex from my religion teacher.
And then when the cops showed up...
So my dad goes, can I talk to my son in the back? And he sent me in the back, and my dad jumped on me and started beating the shit out of me.
So the cops had to arrest him?
Well, they pulled him off, and they calmed him down. And they said, we think it's settled.
It's enough punishment. Yeah. Your father beat the shit out of you.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's so great. Did he punch you and
He goes, can I talk to my son, please? I'll be right back.
Yeah, calmly, right?
Yeah. He took me out back, I guess, so they wouldn't see me. And I think my mom started screaming, and the cops came, and they pulled my dad off of me.
It's the best day of Sal's life. Like he'd never been paid attention to by his father before.
But what was I thinking? A prank call my religion teacher.
And she fucking identified your voice, you idiot.
Yeah, and I lived down the block from her. Such an asshole.
Like, what did you do? Like, call up with phone sex?
Yeah, I just said, what are you wearing? And drop your pants.
And it was a little voice. Hello?
Yeah. And I called from a payphone at a supermarket next door to my dad's pizza place.
How old are you?
Oh, I think I was 12 years old. I would just go into my dad's cash register and steal up a whole pile of quarters, go right to the payphone.
See, that doesn't sound like a prank call to me. It sounds like he was turned
really
on.
wanted to do it.
There was no prank. There was no joke.
Yeah, he really
Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
The prank was on you when your dad got a hold of you.
Stupid ass me. I used to call the pharmacy in Roosevelt, Long Island, and pretend to be a girl having sex with him. Like, why wouldn't I call a girl? I'm calling a guy.
Yeah, Sal improved on your method.
My pussy is very wet. I want to meet you outside the pharmacy. What time do you get off? Do you have some? And I didn't even understand the concept of rubbers. So I was like, do you have scumbags? He goes, yeah, I got some scum. I wish I could play this on the air. He goes, yeah, I got some scumbags. The guy was a nice guy. He knew we were fucking idiots.
Right.
But he was like, yeah, baby. He goes, I got some scumbags. What kind of scumbags you got? You got extra large scumbags? He go, yeah, that's what I wear, extra large scumbags. Well, when I meet you out back in the alley, I want you to put on one of those extra large scumbags.
Well, we're going to take audio of you just doing that now and call pharmacy.
Yeah, here's some more lines. I'll wild track for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
God.
Oh yeah, when I get a hold of you, I'm gonna take your penis with that extra large scumbag and really work it over. I'm really. He goes, oh yeah, what do you look like? I got big 36 double D's. Even though I was a kid, I think I was describing Robin.
See in the future.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Howard, there was a mental health clinic one time that I called.
Yeah.
And I said, my dad had a pizza place that burnt down 15 years ago.
Right.
And now he's having flashbacks because my mom died in the pizza place, but he's back on the bottle. He was an alcoholic.
Right.
And he thinks he's in the pizza place, but he's at home.
It's already too complicated.
Well, she said, let me speak to your dad. So what I did was I conference called the mental health clinic to my dad's real pizza place.
And they got on with
So
your
my dad gets on. She goes, sir, where are you? He goes, I'm in the pizza place. She goes, not anymore. The pizza place burnt down. He goes, are you fucking crazy? She goes, your son's upstairs, you're downstairs. And he goes, lady, it's a pizza place. She goes, no, your wife died in the pizza place 15 years ago. Then I would call up a sewer place saying that the toilets are all backed up, and I conference call them to my dad. I was like, sir, what's the problem? I was like, what problem? Because there's shit all over the bathroom. He goes, what the fuck are you talking about? I would do this to my dad all the time.
That's so funny. That's like, my friend Neil Drake?
Yes.
He was friends with that guy, Big Al. They both owned stereo stores at the time.
Right.
And all day, Neil would get guys calling up, like sales guys, trying to sell him shit. He'd conference call Big Al, and he'd conference him over to them, and they would think he would line it up so that he would tell them, this guy really wants to buy stuff. But, you don't let him off the phone.
Right.
You just gotta, and it would go on all fucking day.
That's great.
Yeah. When they started that conference calling thing, it was a boost to the phony phone call business.
Mm-hmm. I was working for Bell Telephone at the time. I was selling 800 numbers to local businesses. And then the conference call came out. And all I did was call Chinese restaurants and conference call them together. That's how we got Chinese confusion.
Right.
I would call pizza places all day, conference call them together.
So you put your 10,000 hours in before you got this job.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Right.
He just thought he was supposed to be a stockbroker.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kids today, they don't take the phony phone call art as seriously as we all did, right?
It's the caller ID.
Well, you know what it is? They all text now, these little fucking punks.
Yeah.
Back then, all we had was the telephone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a
no caller
big
ID.
giant Wallen sack recorder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad used to get pranked, and he'd just leave the phone off the hook, and that would really screw somebody up.
Yeah.
Because you used to not be able to hang up if the other person didn't hang up.
Yeah.
Right, your line was still live.
Yeah,
right.
and my buddies got busted by my dad because then their parents would come home and be like, why is Richard's dad on the line?
Yeah, by the way, if you're getting prank called, you probably, 90% of the time, it's some asshole you know.
Right.
Well, we get tips from fans. It's great. They're like, hey, my dad gets real mad on the phone. Here's his number. Call him.
Yeah.
One girl gave us
dad.
One girl, this guy had a yogurt shop, a gyro shop.
Right.
She's got to call him. He's crazy.
Gyro?
Gyro.
What is that? Gyro or gyro?
I say gyro.
Gyro.
What? How do you say it, Robin?
Gyro.
Yeah, gyro. I'm
I
with
say
Ron.
gyro.
Get over here.
Get over here.
Yeah. Do you also say Dali?
What, for Dolly?
For deli.
For deli.
Oh, yeah. I can't say falafel.
Falafel.
Yeah, that's it. I always say
All right, go ahead. Yeah, so you were saying.
this lady, so it was a friend of ours, and this guy had a gyro shop.
Right.
And he's like the soup Nazi. Call him up, so Rich and I couldn't wait. We prank called him. We drove him crazy.
Right.
So then we asked her, can you go to him and get the consent for us? You know, that's how it works when we get to him. She went in there. He flipped the fuck out. She's banned from the store. It was her favorite place. It was out in L.A.
Hear it?
No, we can't play it. The guy flipped out.
Never got permission.
Yeah. She goes, not only did he say no, I'm banned from the store.
What a dick.
Yeah, total douche.
Something we used to do when we were kids, when we'd call like the local radio station too, is we'd get all the other DJs worked up and get them to apologize for something on the air the next day. We'd call up and say, hey, is Jim around? And he was a DJ from the morning radio. And they go, no, he's not here right now. And I go, well, he borrowed a bunch of porno movies from me. Can you have him call me? And then the next day, Jim would go on the air and he goes, I just want to make it clear, I do not watch porno movies. And we just waited for the
Big apology.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Well, boys, we could reminisce about your phony phone call history all day.
Yes.
Well, this really is the greatest job ever. We're so lucky to be able to do this. It's
What a
awesome.
walk down memory lane with Sal and Richard.
Who knew that they were doing this from young type?
An entire idiotic history.
Yeah.
A totally meaningless life.
Involving the cops, Robin.
Right. And your dad. I just love the image of him beating the shit out
I
of him.
know, and them having to pull him off.
Excuse me, officers. May I talk to my son privately in a calm and relaxed
That's exactly how we did it.
Yeah, right. Boof.
The cops goes, well, I think everything's settled here.
Yeah, this boy has suffered enough.
Oh, God.
Maybe we better investigate. It sounds like there's a bit of noise back there in the pizza
We better
parlor.
stop this.
I'm so proud of my son. He's been calling a woman down the street and sexually harassing her. Fucking idiot. Like, oh, my son. All I want is a son that I can raise in my own image.
They played the tape for him because I denied it.
Oh, God.
What does your dad think now that
Phony
this
phone
is
calls
your
are,
living?
Phony phone calls are
He
funny
loves
until
it.
it's your own kid. I remember my kids one time called Dial a Mattress, and I freaked out on them.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, no, you don't make phony phone calls. You leave that up to professionals.
In the hands of an
Right.
unprofessional, this is dangerous.
You're children, and that's my sponsor. You stop it now. Put my foot down.
I love when they threaten, too, like on trading, when they threaten to call the cops. What can you possibly say to the police officer?
Meanwhile, the phone we call from, it's this high-tech, like they got these awesome phones for us when we came to Sirius.
Yeah.
It's some high-tech thing that sends out a signal that blocks any kind of caller ID. So there's no way they have our caller ID.
And you'd be
that's
thrilled
the
if
funny
they
thing.
did.
They keep saying,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
we have your caller ID. And I'm like, they're waiting for you to call.
Right.
Yeah, we wouldn't mind if they called us at all.
Huge erection. Hugh erection.
Well, that's another one we've tried, like huge erection.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've gotten that on, right?
I can't remember.
That one we didn't get, no.
We've done
We got
so
Dixie
many of them.
Wrecked.
Dixie Wrecked.
Yeah.
That
Dixie,
we just heard,
R-E-C-T, last name.
Dixie Wrecked.
Yeah.
Like, how can you get cunt lips on there? Just can't.
No, yeah.
Connie
Connie
Lingus.
That one I think we got off as well.
Connie Lingus.
Yeah.
Well, that's an old one. All right, boys.
Coxucker.
Coxucker.
Zucker.
100 years old today, the Coxucker.
You never got that on.
No, that's on our list.
Yeah, but you can't get that on because no one's going to fall for Cox.
Well, you'd be surprised. You got curly pubes.
Hey, yeah,
curly
that's
pubes.
the guy
Pubes.
said pubes.
And
Curly
huge-
pubes is crazy.
And
So
huge
maybe
asshole.
he'd say hairy cunt lips.
Harry anything is good. All right, get out of here.
All right,
Get back
thank
to
you.
work. Why are you in here not making phony phone calls? Get back to that dungeon I put you in.
We'll get right on it.
All right. I'm not paying you here to sit on the air. Sometimes you got to crack the whip on those two.
Fellas, a red letter day to say the least. I mean, you rarely get.
Congratulations on being in there for almost a half an hour and not getting thrown out.
Can you believe it?
Wait, John and I kept saying, John and I
second.
he's one story away from being thrown out. I waited for you to go. And then Howard, we called this black school, we yelled out the N-word. He's like, all right, get the fuck out of here.
We minded our P's and Q's this time.
Yeah, that's right.
Fellas, when you receive such high praise on days like this morning, does it make you believe in destiny or fate in the sense that you guys have been honing this skill for such a long time?
We're just saying how fast you can walk backwards. We're always pranking.
Oh, you pranked.
We even pranked Greggy.
In all seriousness, though, I mean, this is a skill that you've been developing your whole life. I mean, you mentioned it's almost like you like to bust balls, and it's been something you've been able to do.
It just it makes us laugh. Like, we never laugh harder than when we're coming up with these dumb names. And when you hear somebody say the name, it's like, holy shit, I can't believe they said it. You know, it's awesome.
And there's certainly ups and downs and peaks and valleys in this job.
Well, yeah, because you're depending on the other person too, like the prankee. You know, sometimes people just keep trying and people won't fall for it, and then you just find that golden person that does.
But there are also mornings when Howard is just livid about something that happened that you might have a minor screw up, and he might go off and it might send you in a tailspin for the entire week. But then there's mornings like these where you go and examine all the highlights of your work. I mean, what does that mean to you?
It's great. It's a great feeling, you know, that we can consistently do it and put it out there. And not only that, like when we put something fresh out, it gives Howard an opportunity to reminisce and put up the classic stuff as well. You know, so like today there was a few funny names that were played, and then it just opens up this whole well of all the calls we've done in the past. Because our calls are like our kids, man. You know, we constantly rotate and we try to get them out there as much as we can. And when a situation like this arises, and we can play a whole bunch of them and get as many laughs as we did originally, it's a great feeling.
Can the well ever dry up? Is there a limit to what you can do?
Colin Quinn said on one of the roasts, he looked at me, he goes, Richard and Sally, goes, you know, funny now with those prank calls, but soon enough that well will dry up. He said that 5 years ago. And since then, our calls have been even better and funnier. So.
Plus, there's always things happening that can be subjects for pranks. Like Howard just talked as a little kid calling a pharmacy, so now we can call a pharmacy with clips of Howard as a little kid. So there's always things happening that kind of lead to prank calls. So
we feed off the show. Like when Gary played the trumpet, we called Tradio with a trumpet. This guy blowing the whistle, we did a prank call with that. So
I'm sure people told Shakespeare, hey, you know, in 5 years nobody's going to care about plays and all this stuff. And look,
and they didn't, but he still kept going.
500 years later, you're still going to see Shakespeare. So maybe in 500 years, people will still be